9 out of 10 winning days for yours truly after last night's top-rated 15-dime NBA best bet winner with the Cavaliers getting the job done against the Hawks. Yeah, it was a little dicey there for a while after Cleveland just stopped playing and blew all of its double-digit lead, found itself down, and then put on a late surge to pull away for the double-digit win and, more importantly, the cover. But hey, a win is a win no matter how you get to the finish line. As long as you cross and you cover, that's all that counts, right? That's the bottom line. But here's the other bottom line. So I've won 9 of the past 10 days. And every single one of those days, you've gotten my best bet as the half-price play of the day. Well, today I have another top-rated 15-dime release. It's game number 2, the Warriors Trailblazers series. I gave you a top-rated 15-dime winner on Golden State in game number 1. Do I come back with the Warriors tonight? Or, in a do-or-die situation, just like the Thunder faced last night, do I go with the road dog and back the Trailblazers? Well, that's to be discovered. But here's what I will tell you up front. Once again, it's the half-price play of the day, as I continue to prove to you that you don't have to spend big money to make big money. That's the bottom line, guys. Listen, you can get the promo code and all the other discounts, etc. over on the homepage. Let's talk about the other game here tonight. Miami and Toronto. Listen, when I first started handicapping this game, I thought I was going to go with Miami. You know, I look at the line, and then I start doing my research. And, of course, I know a lot of the stuff off the top of my head, but I like to delve into the research. And for me, that entails going and looking at the box scores, the individual performances and the team performances. When I say team performances, points off of turnovers, points off of fast breaks, points in the paint. I like to see matchups, okay? And then I, of course, check out the various newspaper sites and see what the beat writers who follow these teams every single day. And since the advent of the internet, have been the eyes and ears for yours truly when it comes to handicapping for 20 years, okay? Then I started looking at the game and putting down my thoughts here. And the more I thought about it, it's like, there are not enough points being gotten here tonight to be on the underdog. So at 6, I probably would have told you, go ahead, take Miami. At 6.5, definitely Miami. But hey, guys, this line is 4.5. Listen, I like Toronto. I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know. Let's overstate the obvious once more. The Raptors' chances all rely on whether or not DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry rediscover their shooting touch, because it was missing in action for almost the entire 7-game series against the Pacers, which they were damn fortunate to win. Yeah, they got the monkey off the back after 2 straight first-round ousters in the postseason, but again, they were fortunate to win that game. DeRozan was simply awful. I mean, simply awful against the Pacers. This is a guy who, in the regular season this year, averaged 23.5 points and hit 44.6% from the field. But in the 7-game series against the Pacers, the numbers, and I wrote this down just so I get it exactly right, 17.9 points a game, 31.9% shooting. Kyle Lowry was every bit as bad. Kyle Lowry in the regular season hit 42.7% of his shots and was a very good three-point shooter, averaged 21.2 points a game. But against the Pacers, 13.9 points a game, 31.6% shooting. So, your all-star backcourt tandem for the Raptors shot 32% in 7 games against the Pacers. Now, why do I like them against the Heat? Because DeRozan had no problems torching the Heat throughout this postseason. Absolutely none whatsoever. Because in 4 games against the Heat this year, he averaged 29.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and hit 48.8% from the field. Why did he have so much success against them as opposed to the Pacers? Because he didn't have Paul George on his ass every single game. Listen, Dwayne Wade doesn't play defense like Dwayne Wade once did 10 years ago. Okay? The defensive capabilities of the Miami backcourt simply doesn't match up with Paul George. Plus, Paul George had DeMar DeRozan playing defense himself because he was torching him every single game. Now, Kyle Lowry did not play well against Miami this year in those 4 matchups, okay? Absolutely not. His average is 16.8%, or 16.8 points a game, 33.9% shooting. So not exactly stellar numbers. But this all comes down to the backcourt, and it really all comes down to DeRozan. Also, I think another critical factor in this game is the bench strength for these two teams. When you look at the centers, you call it a draw. When you look at the power forwards, you call it a draw. The backcourt, I got to give offensively Toronto the edge. When it comes to the bench, the Raptors definitely have the edge. So far in the postseason, the Miami bench appears like it's been on the beach because they simply haven't produced. Third fewest points per game in the postseason so far, averaging just 23.1 points per game off the pine. The Raptors average 11 points more per game. And Dwayne Casey has so much more versatility with his bench as well. So I like Toronto minus the 4.5 points. Again, if this was 6.5, I probably would have been on the Heat. But I think because of the way the Raptors struggled throughout the series, especially at home too, against the Pacers, we're actually getting some great line value. So I'm all over Toronto here tonight. Don't like it as much as the game that I have as my best bet between the Warriors and the Blazers, but pretty damn close. Excuse me. Your other complimentary play, guys, I am going to go with the New York Mets on the run line, minus $1.10 at home against those Atlanta Braves. Matt Harvey going for the Mets. Last year, of course, 8-3 and 17 home starts with a 2.23 earned run average. Started off slow this season, lost his first 3 starts. His last 2 starts against the Reds and the Phillies, he has certainly pitched better. Or I'm sorry, no, it was at Atlanta and at home against the Reds. He's pitched better, winning both of those games, getting his fastball moving again. And let's face it, that's the deal here. You know, Harvey's going to be able to overwhelm a weak Atlanta offense, a team that simply doesn't hit any home runs and simply doesn't score any runs either. The Mets, of course, took last night's opener 4-1, smacked 3 homers in 1 inning. I mean, my God, that's 2 less than the damn Braves have on the whole damn season. The Braves are batting .228 as a team this season. They're averaging a National League low 3.2 runs a game. I like the fact that Orlando Cespedes is on another one of those roles. Remember when he joined the Mets last year in that trade? And he really was the igniter for that offense. Well, same thing right now. 7 homers, a .326 average, 22 ribbies in his last 12 games. Mets swept the 3-game series in Atlanta in the middle of April. They've won 9 of the last 11 in the series. Matt Whistler going for the Braves. A 6.75 earned run average and 11, or actually made 12 road outings a year ago. 11 of them were starts. And the team has lost all of his 4 starts this season, and they've only scored 9 total runs in them, and he's got an earned run average of 4.26. I just can't get that enthused about him. So I'll lay the 1.5 runs with the Mets. That brings them down to a $1.10 favorite, and I can live with them as your second complimentary play. I wish you well, guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.